So this is probably, I can't tell if I'm being too loud for the,
No, you're good.
the threshold or if it's like cutting out just because of my microphone, but
You're loud and clear.
all right, bet. So this is probably one of the most interesting introductions to the podcast that I've done probably like it throughout my entire time doing this show, this podcast. This is like a full-blown segment because I hit up Miguel saying like, yo, you got to come on to the podcast.
We were brainstorming ideas.
And you threw out the idea of a whiskey-themed podcast. And I'm like, that's a good-ass idea because both of us are like whiskey fans. We enjoy a good pour of whiskey, I would say, for sure. We like trying new whiskey, stuff like that. We're not like connoisseurs, as you like, you know.
Well, what's a good word for it? Just
like you enthusiast.
That means you know your stuff.
It's too much. It's too much of a compliment.
We're not there yet. Yep.
We're not there yet.
So what we have here, how many?
So we have 6 whiskeys. Gata and Joseph, my man Joseph, he's behind camera. Like, y'all are actually, thank you so much for helping us out with the production today. They set this whole thing up. This is not my good handwriting. That's my sister's. They poured 5 pours of whiskey, and we're going to be sampling them, and we're going to work together, like Good Mythical Morning style shit. We're going to work together to try to guess in correct order.
Okay. Correct order.
The 5 of the 6, because there's 5 pours of the 6 options. One of them's a red herring. It's meant to just throw us off our game. So we know for a fact Powers is in there because that's the one that you.
That's the one I brought. So the whole thing is, are you drinking the whole?
I am
pour.
You just do you. You got your own glass. You literally have your own glass.
Because I think I'm gonna
enjoy
smell,
the first one.
Nose it.
I'm gonna enjoy the first one. I'll just say that. I'm not just doing like a. I'm gonna enjoy my first one.
Okay. All right.
You feel
Sounds
me?
good. No, that's good. Because here's the thing: if you're gonna sip the whole one, that's gonna take a while to get to the next, unless you're going fast with that pour.
Well, while you're giving your notes on it, I'll be sipping on it. Don't worry, we're good. We're good.
Bring it on.
Because then while you do that, then while I talk, then you can sip on it too.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want, you can just do a little, and then that's
I'm just gonna
give it a little kiss.
I got the premise now.
But either way, like we got our own 2 separate
one at a
glasses.
time. We're guessing, and then we'll reveal.
Yeah,
we'll bring the bottles out and reveal.
Depending on how much we drink, it'll show how much we liked it or not. Because if it's shit, you won't see a lot of it left in the glass, depending on how much the pour was.
Yep.
So which one is this? Oh, we can't say. My dumbass.
Yep. Here we go.
They're bringing
Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'm at a fancy restaurant or something down in a basement. House. Okay.
Look. So these are in Glencairn glasses.
Tell me about that glass, though.
You know, just the tulip shape just brings up the vapors.
More like in a more focused.
It just concentrates the vapors to the top. Sense. You know.
It's like, to be honest with you, am I crazy for saying it's kind of soft? It's not as like crazy vapory as some of the other ones I've smelled. It's very tolerable. I don't know if it's because it's had a minute to breathe.
All right. Well,
it's probably because of that.
Let's see. Wow. That's
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, can I tell you something? This is hard as.
This is
way.
Oh my god!
Way too deep right now. We bit off more than we can chew. I did at least. This could be any 3 of these, any 4 of these motherfuckers. I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Sure, it's good.
You know, this is why I need a A and B comparison,
this is
A to
difficult. Okay,
I need a.
You know
versus.
what? Go off the color. Go off the color, bro. We could work this out. This is definitely not Woodford Reserve.
Nope.
This is too light to be Woodford Reserve.
is really more brown and brown colored.
More peaty.
Like caramelized color. Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm doing some real obnoxious drinking, but fuck me, man. This is hard.
They threw us a hard one because
I don't think it's 4 Roses either.
You know, here's the thing.
Color.
Here's the thing. Did they do that? The one I brought?
Have you tried the one you brought?
A long time ago. I tried that one in a bar called the Dead Rabbit in the Fi Dye area. It's like a whiskey bar.
I'm comfortable saying it's Powers, but the thing is I'll be if it's Jack Daniels, I'm gonna be upset that it's that good.
can change the order at the end, but just like.
Yeah,
okay, right now I think we say we go powers. I think right now we go powers. We can't take too long. Thank you for rushing us.
You have
She's our Stevie over here instead of
dry
right,
erase.
so right now we're gonna say.
Marker.
Where is it?
I don't have it.
I put it on the table. Oh, JK.
So right now,
thank you.
Oh, we're writing it. Okay.
All right.
So right now, powers 1. That's what we're writing. That's what we think it is.
Wow. What do you think of it though? What do you think of it?
It's very good. It's very good.
Probably...
So because what happened? How stupid would we look if it's Jack Daniels and we're saying it's a fucking
very stupid? But that's the fun of this whole exercise.
Exactly.
All right. Number 2.
Are we being nice and letting you keep the glass so you can compare colors?
Yeah, because we need all the help we could get at that
blind.
point.
We're in deep as fuck, okay? We are in deep as fuck. This is way over our heads.
This is not no Jack
You think this is powers? Okay, powers. I'm putting that glass right there. Actually, I'm putting it right here. We got to be careful with this. Put it in the center.
Order for yourselves, okay?
Yeah, left to right. Oh my god.
Okay.
Furthest to closest.
If that's Tories, I'm going to be upset.
Why do you not like Tories?
Because I don't know what it is.
It's a Japanese whiskey. I bought it in Japan.
Thank you.
I bought it in Japan in 2020. And this is
I'm shitting on Tories. I have no idea what it is.
This is some double oak. Hold on. I need more water, bro. My gums are fucking bleeding.
I need a little more water, too.
I'm not mouthwashing whiskey again. That fucked my gums. Hard.
Okay. It blew your palate.
Yeah. Here we go. The plaque is gone. That's giving Woodford Reserve.
You know what we didn't do on the first one? The notes. What are we getting here?
Okay, well,
what are we getting?
You know what? I'm doing AB. I'm doing AB.
You have
I need help. I need all the help.
I'm getting a lot of honey here.
I need to smell something else.
I'm getting a lot of honey. I'm getting a lot of brown sugar.
This smells almost fucking fruity to this one. It's crazy.
Ooh. You know what I heard? Like on some whiskey channel?
This is very malty. I think this is Woodford Reserve, bro.
Did you try it yet?
No.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
What'd you say? Tell me what you heard on the channel. That's like heavy on the tongue.
That's high proof. That's high alcohol stuff.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
We did bite off more we could chew, but this is fun so far. This is really fun.
Am I bugging the fuck out, or is the way the liquid sits, it feels heavier on my tongue?
Yeah.
Am I crazy for saying that?
No, you're right. Hey, can I say one thing?
What the fuck?
Do you guys close the bottles, the lids? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would
start fucking up, fumigating the room.
No, aging it, oxidizing it, making it crap, and this is tough.
I don't think this is Woodford. I don't remember Woodford Reserve being that like weighted on the tongue. It feels like a weighted fucking blanket sitting on my freaking.
I'm giving this Penelope.
Do you think this is Penelope?
I think this is Penelope. I mean, we're working together. I'm the one writing.
This isn't Pinhook though. What Penelope did we have?
Don't worry about it. We'll figure out when the bottles come.
I'm between Penelope and Tories.
Tories ain't. I'm guessing that it's not going to be as
Japanese. So I think it's actually going to be less malty. Yeah, you're right.
So this is definitely brown sugar, a little vanilla, a little oat.
I think. Yeah, Penelope. Let's go Penelope then. Penelope number 2. God. This is fucked. Okay, Penelope number 2. Now the next one. We need water. We're gonna be peeing.
Uh-oh. Thank you.
Oh fuck! What the fuck?
Oh my God! This is hard.
Look how light that is. That is.
You see
light.
If the bottles
that looks
here.
Like white wine.
Yeah, Chardonnay color.
All right, let's see. Hold on.
What are you getting on that? Hardly nothing on the nose.
What the fuck is that?
It's like nothing.
Did they put white wine in a fucking glass like this? I gotta get up close to get the vapors. Like you already went.
So here's what I was saying about that other whiskey channel. What they say is when you nose it, when you bring it up here, you want to open up your mouth a little bit, slightly. Open up your mouth a little bit.
So it's a open circuit.
Open loop. The vapors come on the back side of the nasal, and you could smell it better.
Dude, this is so hard. What the
it's
fuck
pretty
is
fun,
that?
Though. All right.
What is that? What is that?
That's Tories.
Why do you think that's Tories? Why? Because it's light? That's the only indication that's telling me it's Japanese. Because Japanese whiskeys aren't really sugary.
It's definitely not a bourbon. It's not a bourbon, so it's not American.
It's definitely not Four Roses.
I haven't tried Jack Daniels in a while.
I don't think that's Jack Daniels.
We would know.
I feel like we would know. Jack Daniels this is light. This is like a dehydrated man's piss light. Like some of the other ones is like straight up like brown, like gasoline.
But
like,
little brown sugar gas, yeah.
I think, you know what? Tories. Final answer, Tories. I think we're locking in Tories. We're moving through these.
Don't let me influence you.
What the fuck was number 2, dude? Number 2 is giving me the hardest time, to be honest with you.
It's number 1. The first one we got Powers. All right.
I think we're... Oh, shit. My hat hit the fucking... I think we're way off with Powers. I think we're way... This shit is dark. This looks like rum. This is a
freaking Cola Champagne.
Okay, see, if you piss that, you are deceased. That is not good. Oh, my God. This is...
And you know what? Imagine if we didn't have... It would be impossible.
Fuck me. That's Jack Daniels. That is Jack Daniels. That's single note.
All right, you know what I'm thinking?
That's Jack Daniels, bro.
You know what I'm thinking? We messed up on some of the picks already with this.
What do you think? You think that's good? I didn't enjoy that one as much. That's Jack fucking Daniels.
This is Penelope.
That's Jack Daniels. You think this is Jack Daniels?
All right, we should... Maybe we should... We're working together, but maybe we should do another column.
No, we're going to reorder them after. We'll get a chance to reorder them. She'll tell us how many we have right, and then we'll get to reorder them.
Okay.
That's like straight up Good Mythical Morning.
Because I feel like I want to change this.
We will after so look, after we're done guessing, she's gonna tell us how many we got right, and then we don't know which ones though, and then we're gonna have to get to reorder.
Cool. All right.
So right now, we're saying you think this is Penelope. I think this is Jack Daniels. Can I just put Jack Daniels as number 4?
Do it.
I'm putting Jack Daniels. There's no way it's 4 Roses.
Do we have 2 more?
Which one's the higher proof? This one is the highest.
All right.
Tell me not.
Yes,
was it this? This is 4 Roses. 4 Roses is some strong ass shit, isn't it?
All right, we could revisit it. We could revisit. Oh man, like itchy is also more fire.
It's a lot of. This is a lot of like It's like heavy hitters on the fucking tongue, bro. I need some like.
You're
ginger.
right. This could be 4 Roses.
Number 2, I think number 2 is 4. Well, keep it as the order as is right now. She's gonna let us know. Okay, next one. These keep getting darker and darker. This is a problem. The color is honestly not of like that is virtually the same. This is slightly darker, but I think it's because there's more liquid.
Are we gonna finish all this? Probably not. That's a lot.
Don't tell me this is Woodford because that hit my nose kind of like.
I'm getting like a barnyard here. Farmhouse.
I'll tell you, I like Woodford Reserve the most, so I'm gonna be disappointed if I talk shit about it while we're tasting these.
The whole point of a blind test is to removing
find out
the
our
bias.
preference. Yeah,
is removing bias of the label, of the price point, all that stuff, and you're just going off of this, and it becomes difficult. Because if we had price points on all this, and one's $100 and one's $20, we're gonna lean to the nicer bottle price point.
That one down like cough syrup.
If this is your Woodford Reserve,
no, there's no way that's Woodford Reserve, bro. That is like, there's no way is that Woodford?
that's Jack Daniels.
Fucked up. You think that's Jack Daniels?
Do you need a palate cleanser?
Me. What? Yeah, like something to eat.
Like olives or crackers?
Yeah, olives.
Yeah.
Olives.
Yeah, please.
Something fatty. This is killing right now.
Finalize your order.
Is that it?
This is it.
I could count.
Which one is the red herring?
Here's the thing. We have 6 on the board here.
That's what I'm saying. One of them's a red herring. Which one is it?
Crap.
This is tough, bro.
This is crazy.
This is really
I'm
hard.
stumped.
And let me tell the more we play this, I'm already feeling drunk. Like I'm already feeling a buzz. Like
Really?
I didn't eat much.
I mean, I don't feel drunk. I feel
the whiskey
the
hits
effect.
so hard.
This is
though.
some high proof stuff here.
First of all, one of them damn near, like if you would have lit a match above it, that would have been a fucking explosion right there. Like no fucking lie.
Damn, the first one definitely powers.
You're confident in that answer? 100%. To be honest with you, the first one might have been my. I need a break. Hold on, my tongue is like.
We're gonna have some olives.
I need
But
olives.
you see, here's the thing: the first one could be your favorite, but that's the first one we tried. Our palate was fresh.
Can you actually take this off so they could see this, and then we could look at the
we
color?
have to know. We
But
have to
don't-
give it a wait.
the final one.
Yep.
They're gonna tell us how much we have right. So he's gonna take it, keep this side facing us though, and then Gata will grade it and tell us how many we got right. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say while she brings the olives, but I guess it came in too quick.
Thank you.
Oh, and salty. Wow. Look at the production value today.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
I don't want to chew in the mic.
Why not?
ASMR.
That's great. I needed that. Here's the thing. This has to be either. This has to be. Again.
These fucking two look exactly the same. I mean, like, come on.
So
What? Look at this.
You should retaste all of them now.
good point.
Look at. You're telling me that's not the same goddamn color?
They're different, right?
I don't even remember which one. It was like this.
All right. Here's what these here are bourbon.
There's one distinct. Now look. There's like. This is an order of gradient. These two are the darkest. This one belongs at the end, and then these two are like on the way to
Yeah.
being light.
So these three bourbon we are.
You think that's a bourbon? That is not even close to as dark as this,
Well,
and it's smoother.
it doesn't have
though.
to be. It doesn't have to be really dark to be a bourbon.
But it's smoother though. It's not as. That's not. That's
Okay, can we change orders now?
yeah.
Because-
well, no, she has to tell us how many we got
No,
right
no,
and
no.
wrong. No.
But
No,
can we
because what-
change and then get a final grade? Because now we have them all we could compare. Now we can get better answers.
Yeah,
Wh-
you should do that.
That's not Good Mythical Morning style though.
Well, we changed that
They
style
give their
up.
final answer, but you can taste.
So
each
what?
one again.
Okay. So what
I
do you?
think
So
run
what do you?
through,
What are you
retaste.
running? What are you running through right now? Two.
Okay, this is easy. So this,
Easy?
Now,
Oh, no,
now it's
that's the
easy. Now it's easy. This one is Woodford Reserve or Four Roses. This one right here.
That's
Okay. So
that is Four Roses. Is my final. that's Four Roses.
I agree. Let's go Four
so
Roses. Number
Four
2.
Roses is number 2. Okay.
The
Oh, you're doing
Penelope.
it like that? Now go. What's number 1? You think Powers is locked in number 1? I'm confident with that too. I think this shit is Tories.
Powers is nice.
I think Powers was. I think this is Tories.
Go with it. 4.
Four and 5 are fucking hard, bro. It's Penelope and Woodford Reserve. One of these is or Jack Daniels.
This one's Woodford Reserve.
I would agree.
And this one, well, I just realized something.
We talk shit about Woodford. I talk shit about Woodford Reserve.
This is Penelope.
How do you know that?
How?
You're working your double M's, your Miggy Magic?
Because I know this is the worst one. And I know, here's the thing. I've tried Penelope before. It's been a while since I haven't tried that Jack Daniels.
You don't think that one of these is Jack Daniels?
So I think that's the one out.
All right. So, all right. I'm willing to concede. I'm going to be tight if 4 was Woodford Reserve. Because I like it. I don't know if I'm just a brand hoe. What? You could just say.
I'll write what you say next to the names on this side to see if it matches up. So they can see without you seeing it.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Well, I was going to just edit.
I
was just going to edit what the right answers were in post.
Oh, you could do that too, but I was just going to write.
All right, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. How many did we get right is what we need to know right now.
Go down now from...
So number 1 we thought was Powers. Number 2 we thought was Four Roses.
And we didn't cheat?
This is my least favorite.
We don't know anything?
No. This and that are my least favorite ones.
Which ones?
Actually, maybe this one.
Wait. Which one's your favorite? Which one's your least favorite? Favorite? Least favorite is this one.
One of these two.
No way. That means it potentially could be 4.
I think this one is my least favorite.
Woodford Reserve. We put for 4.
No, wait,
3.
You said number...
Tories.
3 is Tories. I think the last one was the worst one. I think it's Penelope. I could see you being right with Penelope. But I feel like this one hit me so poorly after the light.
This one made me do the shimmy, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like,
to be honest with you, after this one had made me do the shimmy.
4 or 5?
4. Well, okay, how many did we get right?
3.
Wow.
I thought I got a perfect score.
Which 3?
Yeah.
You might be surprised a little bit, Ben.
1 through 3.
So 1, 2. Okay. We locked that shit in. I knew Four Roses was number 2.
Powers, Four Roses, Tories.
Yes.
Yep.
So now
I say 4 is Jack fucking Daniels, dog. Unless you want to switch it to just say Woodford Reserve Penelope.
What do you say? Because I've been like,
this one hit me like a, bro.
You're about to dump your Woodford Reserve down the drain.
I'm literally about to do that after this, bro. I don't know if I'm bugging. I really think number 4 is Jack Daniels.
All right, do it. Let's change it.
Let me, because when I tasted it, I was so adamant that was Jack Daniels. I'm like, that shit tastes like with Coca-Cola with lime, what these motherfuckers be drinking at the bars and shit, with dirty ice. With dirty ass ice.
Okay, 4? This is 4 right here.
Oh, man. That's fucking Jack Daniels. I think, god damn, that's shit. If that's Woodford Reserve, I'm throwing that out.
No, just donate it to
Locking in 4?
Locking in number 4.
Now we have to guess the last one, and then she has
to reveal it. No, but we're saying number 4.
4 is Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. But don't tell us if we're right.
Let me hear one of these chips.
So 5 isn't Penelope. Could 4 be Penelope? I don't think so. That was so bad. Penelope was like not the best, but it wasn't that like.
All right, what are our options here?
Woodford Reserve
or
Penelope.
Well, we have that wrong, so we have to change it to Woodford Reserve.
No. Number 4 is this. Erase the 4. We're missing.
Yeah, we only have one option because we.
No, and 5. Erase the 5. We got 4 and 5 wrong, and we just redid our number 4. So, I hope we're not in with that.
No.
Okay, bet. So these 2.
Well, maybe I was. I don't know. I forgot what hand I was eating.
Is 5 Woodford Reserve? I just started eating. I forgot we were even fucking recording.
Crazy.
My fat ass. Is 5... No way. Woodford Reserve
just put it down. That's the only That's the only switcheroo we could do right here.
Well, yeah, because 5 we got wrong.
That's it. All right, he says 5 is Woodford Reserve. Final answer.
5 is not Woodford Reserve. We fucked this up.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Final answer. Reveal our failing grade here.
I'll flip the board around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wait. Watch the glasses, though.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh my God.
So 4 was Penelope.
Yep. Are you shook?
Penelope shit. Penelope
Wait.
shit.
So 5.
You
5.
hated Woodford Reserve.
That's crazy. What kind of Woodford Reserve is this? Is this
it's
double oak?
cast. I'm telling you, or cask. I'm telling
cask.
you. I knew number 4 was not Woodford Reserve. It was too shit to be Woodford Reserve. I knew number 2 was Four Roses.
Yeah.
In order.
Yeah.
Man, what the fuck, bro? That's difficult. That's a really cool bottle. Yeah. I think this might have been the best one, to be honest with you, of the night. Where'd that from? Let me see.
Where that from? They're from Total Wine. You know, these two I really like. I happen to pick these out.
You know what? No, you see, I'm not gonna lie though. This is like, nice. I knew this was Four Roses because it was like, it was strong. For me, that was like really strong. Tory's was low key kind of good. It was very light.
Yep, we needed that after this. Thanks, Kata. Wow.
Penelope's done.
Made in Ireland. Powers is from Ireland. Okay. Penelope's is, thank God it's done. I'm never buying that again. No.
Yeah.
And then.
But I really didn't like this at the end.
I liked it more than 4. 4 was disgusting.
Okay. So let's look at alcohol content here.
Oh, my stomach is like turning. I'm about to have to take a shit during this podcast, bro. This is crazy. What?
46%.
That's why it's light. That shit is 52.6 something.
53.3. The strongest one on the table, I believe.
Okay, come on.
This is going to be 40%
like 38
proof. 40%.
40%. Okay.
Yep, standard. This
nasty.
55.
It's 55% proof, but it's 100% nasty. Get that shit off the table.
55%.
Get that off the table. That shit was disgusting.
Now we have 45.2.
I'm telling you, 5 was not that. The one that hit me like a sack of fucking bricks, like Ray Lewis to the fucking tonsil stones, was goddamn Penelope.
You know, I thought that bottle was going to be good, but
that bitch was.
So here's the thing. This is a pot still Irish whiskey. And so basically it's a different process.
Yeah, what's a pot still? What do you mean pot still? The pot don't move?
So basically, you know, I'm not a pro in understanding the differences, but
thank you guys.
But from what I know,
yeah,
basically, is these big, like metal distilling pots that they distill in. But the thing is the mash bill or like they use unmalted barley.
That's interesting.
Malted barley is used like in single malts, like in Scotland, in different areas, single malts in the US. So they use malted barley. This stuff uses more unmalted barley, more higher percentage, from my understanding. So their distillation process is different.
Okay, and it's with the pot process that makes it different. No?
It's more about the composition of more
the mash.
Yeah, the mash.
Okay.
So it's more unmalted than malted.
Okay.
And it ultimately makes more of like that they say more of like a buttery, a creamier mouthfeel.
The unmalted barley does
in the pot still distillation process in those pots.
So do you know what's crazy? Oh. Okay, one thing we got to be careful to reach on and off because it creaks and then this thing is sounding crazy. But
so here's the thing: like I don't know much about it. I need to do a lot more research on that. So this is barley from my understanding. Then we go here. This is more corn, rye. So different grain. This is going to be also, I'm pretty sure, barley. This is going to be more corn. Same here.
I don't like corn. I don't like corn.
Well, the bourbons are mostly corn in the grain they use, and that makes
the Penelope was corn.
Bourbons in general are mostly corn.
Okay.
That's what makes it a bourbon usually. Not just because it's from the U.S. It's because of what grain they're using.
What's like...
That's whiskey, right? It's just what grain you have, you know, then you distill it, and then you have a product. So it's barley, it's corn, it's rye.
Okay.
It's what's the other one? No, those are the main ones. Bless you.
Sorry, continue.
And they have different combinations of that. And the product's different, the aging is different, but every place has a different process. This is an old fashioned.
That's Irish. The other one's Irish.
No, this is Four Roses is
American?
Yeah. From where is that Kentucky?
Okay. Obviously
Kentucky
Japan.
straight bourbon.
Penelope is also, that's American. Woodford Reserve is also Kentucky. Yep.
So we have three.
There's a very distinct category of whiskey that's missing here. And it's arguably my favorite.
Which is that?
Scotch.
I know that definitely should have been up here.
That should have. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been interesting to mix that up and see if we would have really. A blind taste test would have included like. That's a lot of whiskey.
No, we would switch this. No, that we want the Japanese. We will switch out one of the bourbons.
Penelope.
We have three.
We have three bourbons.
Switch that one out.
It's too. Yeah, this is too.
For a single malt.
This is too much. Like
obviously from Scotland. The other one would have been, this is fine.
This is way too much dark whiskey. I would like like something to mix it up. The Scotch is like clean.
Irish. We needed the Scotch, the Japanese, and the bourbons. That would have been the main categories.
Yeah,
even though there's more.
When you like start finding out stuff about like whiskey and stuff, right? Like what's your, or you discover a new like category of knowledge or whatever, right? Yep. That interests you. What's your process to educate yourself further?
That's a good question.
The reason why is because you said, I want to do a whiskey podcast because we both like whiskey, right? But then I'm like, I don't really know much about whiskey. So like, if you don't know, what's the first thing you look up? Or for me, it's the origin of it. So like, all right, where does it come from? That's the first question. Like for this type of shit, I'm like, where did it first originate?
True,
like,
but where are you getting the information from?
I'm just looking up through Google. I think another really good thing, and I hate to say it, Chat GPT, because it just sums up the fucking internet.
Me, I kind of go on YouTube.
That too.
And I watch a video
like
first.
There's like depending on what the article of question is or the type of question, there's like a mix of like YouTube, Reddit, X / Twitter, Google, and ChatGPT that you can use to get like a pretty rough idea. I feel like. But
I think that's an interesting question nowadays. Is like, all right, you want to do your research?
What's your sources?
Where are you getting the information
from? So for me specifically on this, the origin stuff on whiskey, I looked up on Google and YouTube.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. But Google brings you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube is cool because you have people that are doing things like this. They're also like they sell the product. They have a distillery. Mm-hmm. You can watch the tours. It's cool.
Do you know what my second question was when I was like Googling about whiskey?
Oh, you did some homework?
Yeah, a little bit, because we were gonna have this podcast, so just some conversation points.
Okay.
Do you know what my second
what's that
was? What is peaty in a whiskey? Like what the? Because everyone, for me, it was like everyone always talks about. I hear peaty to describe a whiskey. You know what I'm saying?
Peat, like peat moss.
Yeah.
Is usually peaty scotches are found in Islay. So Islay is like a little island, southwest area of Scotland, and basically to malt or to process the barley, to heat the stuff, they get peat moss
and they smoke it with the peat moss fires.
And that's what they're
to dry it
to process. What's the word they use to malt the barley?
No, that's not malting the barley.
Yeah.
Malting
What is
it? Malt, because then because then when I went on Wikipedia, and then you know how they have links.
Yeah,
you can link.
See, I don't know much, but
no, bro, the peaty thing was like, whoa, that's really interesting.
No, so
peaty correlates to smoky flavor in the whiskey.
So they get product. The stuff from the ground.
Yeah,
and then they burn that. Then they basically
like the
dry it.
Mash, basically, and that's what they burn when it's dried.
Organic green matter,
decaying trees and vegetation.
That's what makes the fauna. Whiskey. That's what makes the whiskey.
Flora. I fucked it up. That's what makes the whiskey smoky. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. That's. Yeah. But usually you find that in Ireland. Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely Woodford Reserve.
So here's. I like Powers a lot.
I had some Scotch in Europe recently. And when I went to Scotland, like 3 years ago,
did you get some nice stuff in Scotland when you went?
Yeah, I tried it. There was like a whiskey tour too that they had in like Edinburgh and stuff. I didn't get a chance to do that. I would like to go back to Edinburgh in my lifetime. And if I were to go, I would love to definitely do some sort of whiskey tour. But
like at a distillery,
yeah, and like because then like in the origin question, it was like, oh, it's like over 1,000 years. Do you know how it actually came to be? I thought this was so funny. This was like a fun fact. Do you know the actual?
I don't know.
So the general consensus is that it was traveling monks.
Monks.
From
where?
From Scotland and Ireland that would travel throughout from that region, and then a little bit into also like Western Europe, like landmass Europe, right?
Yep.
These traveling monks, they discovered the fermentation process. That eventually, not the fermentation process, but like the ingredients that eventually went on to make whiskey. Like, I think most whiskey or Scotch is like 3 ingredients. It's like water,
the grain,
barley.
Yep.
And then there's like another thing in there. But there's like some other really arbitrary rules, like it has to be aged in a oak.
There's a lot.
Cask
There's a lot of rules.
So so whiskey. See, so then this led me down a whole rabbit hole. But the fun fact was basically it was because of traveling monks.
So
right, because they didn't have like grapes in Western Europe, like in France and Spain and like in Italy, they didn't have grapes.
They were
in
making
these
wine
regions.
there. Here they're making.
They
whiskey.
had barley, so they would use that, and then eventually tried out the fermentation process and all the shit with the mash, and then they would make it to whiskey.
Yep.
And the malt barley, because this is when I was reading that, I was clicking through like, what the fuck is malt versus like, what is barley? I even Googled, what is barley? It's a cereal grain. I'm like, what the fuck's a cereal grain? Okay, so then it explains that, and then it says that malted barley is when you take the grain that's dry and then you soak in water to allow the seed to partially germinate.
You see, I got that confused with the drying in the smoking it to making it malt barley.
No, you have barley, then you malt the barley, then you have malted barley, then you take the malted barley and then dry that or do something with that, smoke it over the fire.
Yep.
That's at least what the website that I think Wikipedia had said.
That should be right.
So I'm just going based off that, but
and then you ferment it, and then you distill it.
And Scotch. Okay, so Scotch. This is fucking hilarious. So Scotch, actually, this is like history. I thought this was so funny. This was the YouTube video portion of my research. Scotch. You know, it has like a couple of rules in order for it has to be made obviously in Scotland. It has to be, most of the time, most Scotches are single blend, right? So it's like from single malt. So it's not like a mixture of different mashes or malts.
A single malt is one distillery.
Yeah. So it's not like a bunch of No, you're good. No, it's not a bunch of different distilleries like mixing their products together.
That's blended whiskey or blended Scotch, like Johnny Walker, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Johnny Walker is a Scotch.
I have no idea what's blended.
It's blended.
I don't know blended brands or non-blended brands.
Okay.
But I just this is all like from the research that I did recently. That's all. Like,
yeah, it is Johnny Walker Black, Double Black, Johnny Walker Blue.
Oh, so there's different mixtures you're saying.
So that's not single malt.
Okay.
Because they're acquiring from different sources,
and they're mixing and making like a
distiller is making and is somewhat consistent.
But the whiskey's already made, you're saying? Like it's already a liquid and they're mixing it, or they're taking the grain?
No,
so it's already a liquid.
from my understanding.
And then they're mixing it to just make some sort of...
And maybe they age that together.
Okay.
I don't think they just mix it and then just put it in a bottle. I think they mix it together.
Like the raw product, and then they age it in the one barrel.
You know what? I could be wrong.
That would make more sense. I would imagine that makes more sense to like have the like age it so that the flavors like meld together over time, maybe in that barrel. But Scotch has to be an oak barrel.
French oak, right?
Just oak. I don't know if it's French oak, but why would it be French oak if it's in Scotland and it has to be grown in Scotland? Is French oak from France? These are all.
We're gonna have to do a lot of. We
There's a deep dive. You see what I'm saying?
There's French oak. There's also American oak.
So then French oak has to be from France.
Yeah,
but then why would that be the rule for Scottish whiskey?
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of rules. There's rules on that, and there's rules on age of how much has to be in the barrel.
So do you do you know the so that's what I was gonna tell you. That's fucking hilarious. So the age is 3 years. So on 3 years and 1 day, that's when a lot of the times like Scotch, unless you get it more aged, the minimum is like on the first day after 3 years, they open that bitch up.
Yep.
So back in the day when this was first, like when whiskey was like, I want to say it was during World War I or World War II. It was one of the world wars. There's a politician that basically said like, at that time during that era, whiskey, which is like more modern day whiskey, right? What's come to be known as modern day or Scotch.
Okay, Scotch. Yep.
It was not aged for 3 years. It was just like distilled, and then they would bottle it or they would age it a little, but not 3 years, not like a prolonged period of time. And then they would sell it, right? Mm-hmm. This guy was seeing the amount of barley that whiskey or Scotch production had consumed, or whiskey production in general, that how much barley was being wasted on that during one of the wars, that he said like, the Germans aren't going to kill us. It's like the amount of like drunkenness or whatever with these people, because they're consuming a lot of alcohol, you know, like all the money that's being produced in the barley industry, it's going towards it's not like being used to fed soldiers or stuff like being used for rations. You know, it's wartime. Yep. It's being used for fucking making liquor. So he tries to cripple the whiskey industry by putting on a fucking regulation, and he's like, I want you guys. He had proposed originally something like 10 years. 10 years. It had to be aged for 10 years at least, right?
Okay.
But people were like, yo, that's crazy. So it ended up being 3. That was the minimum. So that's why on 3 years and 1 day, that's when Scotch manufacturers or producers, whatever, distillers, that's when they'll open it. And it turns out
that's when
that the motherfuckers making it. No, yeah, like that's when they'll bottle it.
Okay.
After 3 years. It turns out that the motherfuckers making it were like, damn, this regulation sucks or whatever. He puts that regulation in place. And then after 3 years, the distillers, they cracked it open. They tasted it like, this is better than the shit we had before. Because it was in the fucking barrel and it was aging, letting the... So then that was like the birth of modern day whiskey or Scotch.
That's a good story. So they were upset, and then they realized, okay.
It actually helped. It was the guy that was trying to take down the whiskey industry, right?
Helped it out.
To help the war effort, actually ended up making the quality of the product better.
Man, you know what? I've never heard that story. That's weird. That's a good origin. Well, because I did look up the origin story of it. That's pretty good.
That's why I'm always fascinated. Like, how did this come to be?
It's the same thing with the pot still. The pot still, you know how I was saying malted versus unmalted barley? Mm-hmm. The reason why they started using unmalted is because the malted stuff was taxed higher. So the distillers at the place said, okay, you're taxing the malted stuff higher, we'll use unmalted stuff. And they started using that in that pot still process at a higher percentage to be taxed less. And then the product actually came to be classic, whatever they call it. Now they call it a single pot still. Before they used to call it, I think it was pure pot still or something like that. Uh-huh. So it became... That was the process. So it's similar to what you're saying, actually.
That is fucking hilarious. That's why origins of things like that, always curious.
You're going to have a little more of the powers, actually.
Yeah, me too. That's good. Cheers.
Yeah, this is
great selection.
Not bad, right?
And the shape of the bottle I fuck with too.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
The shape of the bottle reminds me of something that would be in like a fucking... like cargo ship back in like the...
Did she give... Yeah.
Like sailboat, like the, the wind powered.
Did she give it away by putting this in the Glencairn and the other one's not?
I don't think so.
It was just the first one, right?
I think that's just like something that I distinctly haven't tasted.
It's
Four Roses, right? After tasting the rest of it, like tasting one of the other ones and then tasting number 2, I was like, number 2 is fucking Four Roses.
Well, how can you just say that?
Because I did not like Four Roses.
Oh, you didn't?
The first time I had it, I was like, oh, and then I remembered that flavor profile like scarred me. I don't know what it was about it. It hit me like it just like electric shock, the way Woodford Reserve did.
Here's the thing.
For you.
It's really high proof. It's
not as high proof as just garbage.
Yeah, but it's close. It's 53. Man, my bad. I thought this was going to be a good bottle.
What are you talking about?
No, it's...
That bottle's better than the... No, I'm not even just making this shit up to save face. You know the bottle I first had? It's funny.
Which one was that?
I'm not gonna say who got it for me, but I mean it was a good present.
Yeah.
It's just like it was like intense.
What was it?
It was a different you know how they have different it's like
editions?
It's like Buffalo Trace, the Distill, you know how they have like different levels?
Yeah.
It was like the harshest one. It wasn't like one of the more aged ones of Four Roses.
Oh,
they have like not a cheaper, but they have like a...
No, they do. It's like
there's like a really, really expensive one. That obviously wasn't it. The really expensive one's like like deep triple digits, like not just 100.
No, it's like 350.
Yeah. That's like ridiculous.
And
like,
it's very nice. It's aged
that's
and whatever.
No one's getting that. That's crazy.
The bottom, like the entry level Four Roses,
it's not anything compared to that. But
that's like a mixer quality.
Yeah,
stuff.
so
that's
what I had. Neat.
This is not gonna fall over.
No, it's not. It's just to prevent it. If you want, just go like this, or you could just rotate here, like that. There you go, like that.
Thanks.
But yeah, it was like I had the mixer one, and it really just.
I'm calling it that, but you know, if we had 10 million followers, Penelope and these guys would be coming after us.
Who, Penelope and fucking Four Roses? No, Four Roses has good ones. Penelope definitely would be. But these selected by Wegmans, they need to get different selectors, bro. What
Wegmans is coming after you now.
Yeah, you know what? Robert Wegman, I love you. You make some good ass sandwiches. Stay the fuck away from whiskey, dog.
Is that his name? Robert Wegman?
You don't remember like on the inside of the one in near us? There's the fucking I got you. There's the fucking like the poster of him saying some shit, like some quote.
You actually stood there and read the...
I read it. I'm like, that's some cheesy ass shit to be saying. Like, honestly, it was like, every family needs fresh vegetables. It was like something like that. I'm like,
I walked past that. I walked past it.
But I fuck with this grocery store for sure. Not even trying to be disrespectful. It was actually, I thought it was a little bit cheesy, the quote, but I'm like, all right, I get, it has to be family friendly.
You also go to Stu Leonard's and read...
No, I've never been to Stu. I don't even know what they sell in there. What do they sell in there?
It's like a Wegmans.
I thought it was
You thought it was a farmer's market?
I thought it was a furniture store.
Stu Leonard's?
Yeah.
They have good steaks there.
Bro, Stu Leonard sounds like fucking... I thought it was like a fucking Bob Orpedic, like Bob's Furniture. Like Stu Leonard's. Martha Stewart, like Bob's Furniture, like shit like that. I've never been to a Stu Leonard's in my life. There ain't no Stu Leonard's near us.
Paramus
Are
Park.
you serious?
Your dad has been.
There's no way, bro.
I'm telling you.
I feel like
I'm telling you.
Is it a high quality or is it like a mid tier or is it like a food town?
It's higher quality.
Or like a 7-Eleven?
No, it's like Wegmans. It's specialty. It's a specialty, decent shop,
but not
decent
so
grocer.
specialty that they have like a wide variety. Like it's not like
no, it's all right. We'll go. We like food.
We're making
like
a trip out to Stu. I like Whole Foods a lot. It makes me feel bougie.
Like Whole Foods. We'll get into foods. Whole Foods is natural organic chain.
Yeah.
There's different chains of foods or whatever. So Stu Leonard's, Wegmans, Fairway. Mm-hmm. It's more like a little upper tier compared to ShopRite. It's more specialty, and they have nicer produce, nicer meats, nicer cheese and seafood. That's basically. It's not quite organic. They have organic stuff, but it's more than a Stop and Shop.
So would you give it
ShopRite? That's how I always.
Would you give it Would you give the edge to Wegmans or Stu Leonard's?
I haven't been much to Stu Leonard's.
Okay. Because Wegmans has some good shit.
No, Wegmans. I've been to
The cheese
Leonard's like
section.
once or twice.
The cheese section in Wegmans.
That was good. But the cheese section in the Whole Foods.
Okay, yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Makes me feel bougie.
Okay, because
fucking,
then you gotta have the truffle stuff and all that stuff.
You'll be spending like
time.
fucking $14-15 on a little fucking
So
sliver of cheese, like a little. You know what I'm
On
saying?
block.
Yeah.
We needed a little whiskey cheese.
Wine. That wine. You know, something I do miss about like the Brooklyn days was like the Wegmans was right there.
Yeah.
In that period where like you would hang out, right? Like you'd come over.
When we went to
We would go to the Wegmans.
Theodore.
And the Theodora. So we usually do this thing where like we'd get a bottle of wine for like the pregame, then we'd go out for like a dinner, not like partying. It's just like wine and dinner. So it's me, Hannah, Miguel. Sometimes like some other people would join.
Yep.
But it was all mad fun. It was very fun. And the wine store had some pretty good selections.
Oh yeah,
and whiskeys too, but it wasn't. It was more.
It was a small little
what
section.
What the fuck was the name of that shit? It was like, oh my god, it was Fresh Direct.
I said Food Direct.
Fresh Direct.
Winery, whatever.
I was like, what the fuck? Discount wines. Fresh Direct discounted wines. I was like, what the fuck is it? This doesn't look.
It was a decent shot.
Good. It was good. Yeah. I give it its due.
So how we do on this?
I'm shocked that we got 4 out of 5. Let me tell you.
No,
we got 4 out of 5.
Okay, so which one did we get?
We missed 4. 4 I said was Jack Daniels. It was Penelope. But we got 1 through 3 correct on the first one. We said Powers, Four Roses, Tory.
Yep.
The fourth one was Penelope, which we had originally branded Woodford Reserve. And then we put 5 as Penelope. But 4 was Penelope, not Jack Daniels, which is what we then corrected 4 to.
So
and 5 was Woodford Reserve.
Correctly at the end here on the 5 for the Woodford Reserve. Sorry. I got these right, and then when we were switching around, then you got this.
I just knew when we were switching around that this shit was Four Roses.
Yeah.
And we knew this was Tory because it was so light. Like the colors are very.
We knew it. We guessed that.
This wasn't bad. Let me taste this again.
Oof. Still have a lot on the table.
I know.
Damn.
See, it's like more of a back end vapory.
It's not. Look, here's the difference. There's hardly no nose on it. The finish, it's not a bad whiskey. It's just a very thin.
So you don't like that?
No,
I like a thin. I like a thin. I'm not gonna lie.
You like them?
So the whiskeys are like the people. Yo, that's fucked up. No, Japanese people do tend to be more like thin in shape, I would say. They walk a lot, I feel like. Do they? I don't know. It's a very nice country to walk in.
Their McDonald's doesn't have the chemicals like it does over here. That's really what it is.
I mean, they eating good over there. So they need their whiskey to be clean. Because imagine if you're eating some flavorful ass food and you have too heavy of a whiskey, it's gonna be too much, and you're like drowning in flavors.
What would pair with an omakase? It's more like
it's like a katana cut, bro. It's like just clean, just a nice little cut.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I like that stuff.
The other one's more of like it sits on your tongue. It like flicks the buds a little bit, and it's flirts with the fucking flavor profiles. This just gets to it.
Yep,
just goes in. There you go, alcohol, vapor in the back, done.
Penelope sucks.
That was stink. I'm not. Which one was that one? That garbage. Yeah, I'm good on that.
All right,
that's a hard pass.
A little more of a Woodford.
No, 4 was this one. Where's my this is my Penelope? Yeah.
No, I think these are lined up as Penelope.
So what's this one missing right there?
I think that's 5.
What is this? 3 is Tories, which is this one.
Yep, that one right
then
there.
4.
Yep.
And then 5. 5 is the Woodford Reserve here and yours.
We put this back here. Keep track. You have 1 there.
I don't know where
your 5 has to be there.
Yeah, so this is the bad one. Oh my god, I'm getting confused as shit over here. This whiskey's already the blend. I got a fucking blend in my stomach right now. I got Johnny Walker Black in my stomach right now, eating out my linings, dog. You're talking about a single pot. I have a single pot in my stomach.
You're blended. So some people do this.
No, hell
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Do we do that? No, that's crazy.
I'll throw up.
Let's do it. Do we do it? You know, I'm not gonna do the disrespect to the powers.
No, we're not blending that. But we'll start with the light,
the Tories, and
then,
I think we take this bitch up a notch with Four Roses.
Oh, I agree with that. Here we go.
Oh, I was gonna pour the whole thing in.
No, you have to get the blend right, Brandon. You have to be a master distiller.
You're doing fucking elixirs, pots, and potions over here.
All right, I'm gonna go a little Four Roses and a little Woodford.
Where's the Four Roses?
This was number 2. Hey, you're getting confused on me. What's going on here?
Where's my
What's
cup?
what? Keep it.
This. Wait, we just did Four Roses. There we go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Okay.
This is 1 powers. I'm leaving that there. This.
Right. I'm going. I'm doing a little bit number 5 in the Tories.
Hold on. Which one is the fucking blend? Oh my. Oh, this is. The blend was this one, which we said was. Did we blend the Penelope? No, we blended the Tory. Dude,
Look.
This is your blend.
That's your blend.
This is the Woodford Reserve. That's the Dookie cheese, Penelope. Okay.
You could do Woodford Reserve. You're not going to use Penelope.
Hell no.
Okay.
I'm not. Wait, what do you want? Woodford Reserve? Okay.
Yep, a little bit, just a little bit.
I think we did roughly the same amount. A triple blend.
Here we go. Cheers.
We're gonna call this Double M Magic.
We made it better. You see how you see how blending works?
Hold on. Bottle that shit right now.
We'll be rich off
Put
that
it on
blend.
the streets.
That's crazy. If yours tastes like
somehow switch. I want to see
because mine is like butter.
Yeah. Similar, for sure.
It is.
That's good. Fucking good. This might be the best thing on the table right now.
I'm glad we blended. I was gonna throw up.
Fuck yeah.
Have you ever done that before? By the way?
Never in my life. That's crazy.
Well, we caught it on camera here.
You know,
first
I actually
time to blend.
didn't. I thought if you did that, that was like disgusting to do. Like like you're throwing it out. Like you're just pouring. Like I thought. Like no one does that. Who the fuck blends? Unless you're making like a cocktail, but like a straight whiskey neat sipper. Who blends whiskeys? Who the?
Well,
besides
I guess
the
people
distillers,
who know who did,
or people that do that. Yeah, that's true. We're not. I'm not no connoisseur.
So powers in this is the best pours right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I need some water though, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
getting dehydrated a little bit.
I'm over here slurping this thing.
Pause. You're over there. What?
Oh, I meant when you drink and you're making that.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That's not what it sounds like. I just messed that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
What were we talking about? Where's the bottle of Penelope? Where did the bottle go? We just got rid of it because we were like, hell no.
To your left.
Yeah, put that shit over there. Okay, good.
All right.
That is that's crazy. That was crazy. Before we wrap this up though, I wanted to, what are your? Do you really drink a lot of whiskey cocktails or not really? That's the preface question that I need to ask though.
Well, whiskey cocktails. Well, I like an old fashioned. So I drink a decent amount of that when I go to a bar.
Yeah, old fashioned's good.
When I'm looking at a cocktail list, usually the list is kind of paired with the liqueur. So you have a tequila, you have a rum, you have a more of a whiskey sort of forward drink, liqueur forward, right? So I usually go two ways. I usually go tequila, and that's usually like the margs and the spice and the jalapeno and it's more citrusy, like margarita variation.
Yeah, but like passion fruit. Well, I guess tropical is more like coconut, pineapple shit.
That's more like the rum.
Yeah, no,
that's what Mike
I
says
meant
all
more
the
like
time.
fruity, like lime, passion fruit, cane sugar.
Well, that's
that type
but
of
that's
shit.
more like rum. I would say
Cane sugar and passion fruit.
No, cane sugar. Rum is fermented.
Cane sugar, yeah, sugar cane. Cane sugar.
So I was saying tequila
or whiskey
or whiskey forward.
Those are your only two.
No, those are not my only two. Those are the ones I usually
go for.
Lean towards. I stay away from the gin. I forgot the gin.
I like gin. I like a good gin.
You know, I haven't got really into it. Usually it's a little too floral for me. But a good gin is not. It's a little more balanced, right?
Yeah, and gin and tonic. You know, like that juniper berry taste is very distinct.
Yeah, I haven't really got into that too much.
Yeah, you know, it's so distinct to the point that in like certain, I could just be making this shit up, but I've heard, and I think like a hunter buddy of mine told me.
Yep.
I think it was him, Vito.
Yep.
Yeah. I think he said something about that juniper berry, like you could taste it in deer meat, in like venison. Something about that flavor is like super pungent. Like it
So it
really
comes
shines through. Even in alcohol. I mean, think about alcohol. You're fucking boiling shit down.
Yeah.
And like collecting the stuff the vapor that comes out, then condensing it down into like drip, like back into a liquid. That flavor makes it through all of that. And it's still strong.
It's true. So you like that? You like that? No, you like that
good
flavor.
Yeah, but good ones will like tone it. It's not like you're drinking perfume. It's like it tones it down.
Good,
like a good
gin.
one.
Yeah, I really haven't had much of that, to be honest.
I've had good gin in really like England, like the UK. That's about it, because that's like their shit over there. Gin and tonics is like a big London thing. That's so I've heard.
So that's my answer for like, you know, do I like a lot of like whiskey drinks? What was the initial question?
Yeah,
I
so
think
the
I
initial,
went off.
well, because it was, do you drink whiskey cocktails? And you said you like a good old fashioned. Because the follow up question was going to be, I don't know if you could do this off the dome, right? But if you could name like what is like that you remember your either favorite whiskey, like old fashioned that you've ever had.
Okay.
Taking into account the environment, the experience, not just the pure. I mean, it always is, even subconsciously, right? Like if you had at a really amazing restaurant that was beautifully well like designed and all this stuff, service was amazing. The cocktail is like given, like you're rooting for it to be better, versus if it's like a bad environment, you're like, fuck this, I hope this thing sucks, like subconsciously, you know? So taking all that into account, what is like your favorite whiskey beverage that you've consumed? Going out, obviously. Or maybe even staying in if you had a bottle at home, or like when we've hung out, whatever. Like just whenever, what is something you've been like, that's a good one?
You know, honestly, this is up there. in terms
of flavor profile?
No, and just in terms of bottles I picked up that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Like that. It's crazy. Another Irish, like Redbreast 15.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are like some of the better whiskeys that I've had. You know, like go to the liquor store, pick one up. But in terms of cocktail at the bar,
yeah, like what's like an experience that you had that you're like, this is the best fucking this like whiskey old fashioned I've had?
I think it was.
It's not like Death and Co or some shit. I was thinking you were gonna say something like that. Like
it's definitely at one of these sort of. You know, I apologize. I don't have the exact place. But some sort of like speakeasy type place in Manhattan.
Okay.
I've had.
Do you remember the night? Like, do you remember the story? Like, I want you to tell me the story behind that time.
You know.
Because I think it's for reasons like this. Like, we have positive memories associated with whiskey, and we also like the flavor. So that's why we're like.
I'm a little unprepared for that question.
You don't have to be just something that pops in the head into like. You know, like
I've had a decent smoked at a bar, at a decent smoked like old fashioned type whiskey
in Manhattan,
and some like speakeasy, but I'm not sure exactly where, like what the place
was called.
But that, you know, some sort of like smoky thing. Now that I'm like I'm jogging my memory now. One of the best experiences I've had is called at the Brandy Library.
That sounds. Where's that?
Tribeca.
So it's in Manhattan. Okay.
So the Brandy Library, you go in, and there's just bottles everywhere, and there's like a little ladder.
Oh, okay. So that's why they call it the library.
And then they, push the ladder and they get the bottles. So there, I didn't really have a cocktail, but I had a big flight of six whiskeys.
So like this kind of.
But it comes in a, it's not
like
a cocktail.
a proper thing.
So it's not a cocktail.
Yeah.
But this was cool because it comes in a little box and a little paper underneath. And then they have little, I'm pretty sure there was these, or like smaller.
What are those things called again?
These are called Glencairns.
Glencairn. So there's like
You
6
see
little
the-
like mini Glencairn glasses. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then you see, like you look through and you could see the lettering, you could see the labels of it. And it was called 18, like all 18-year-old whiskeys.
Aged 18 years? Oh my God. Isn't that like crazy?
No, well, usually they're like 10 to 12.
But
usually,
like, yeah,
or
but
15.
18 is like that's like high end.
They're aged a little more than the usual.
Yeah, okay.
So like there was a bunch, like 6 of them.
Okay.
So like Beaumont, which is from Isla.
Okay.
And a few ones 18-year. This was very nice. It was a cool experience, smelling them, going back and forth.
Were you what's like the dress code like?
I don't think it has a dress code, but you want to
dress like
you want to dress
collared
up.
shirt. Okay.
Yeah,
So not no fucking joggers.
Yeah. But I was at the bar. It was a cool spot.
Okay. Is there music playing?
I'm pretty sure.
Like paint the scenery. What does it look like inside? Just the bottles is huge, and it looks like a library.
So you walk in. There's couches on the left side.
Okay.
The lighting is very warm and like wood.
I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bar's on the right side, and so there's people sitting there. There's people, on the couches, and they have light bites. And the place is cool because they, when you order, if you order it neat, without ice or with ice, they have the big blocks and they cut it in squares,
Yeah.
and then they put it in.
Mm-hmm.
So the lighting is cool. It's a little darker. It's a small intimate spot. But at the bar, you talk to the person and the guys back there.
Well informed. Like they know their shit, huh?
They're back there for a reason.
Doesn't that always add to the experience like crazy?
Oh yeah, like the time we went. Remember for Carolina's birthday, and where we went, the person didn't drink. The person had no idea.
Yeah, I remember this time.
They had no idea. Okay, yeah, just this. So at this place, they were like telling history, blah blah blah, this, and like really informing you, talking you through. It was cool.
Yeah,
so that was the best experience. But you were going more for like a cocktail, and this was more of like a flight.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
It's anything whiskey related, right?
That's my
Blues
answer.
criteria.
The first one was like that smoky one. I've had that, but I'm like not remembering exactly where that is.
Did I tell you of
What about you?
So that did I can't. I think we talked about this already off camera, but I can't.
Yep.
Like recently, it was recently. Honestly,
Okay.
it's tied between. I think it's tied between two. Honestly, two experiences that I've had that are related to like the liquor of whiskey, and both of them have been. Even though I fucking hate to say this because like,
Man, this Powers is nice.
it's nice, yeah. I hate to say this because I came back from this trip like almost like more like pro, like more of a patriot from this recent trip to Europe. But
You didn't tell me about this whiskey thing.
yeah, so I didn't tell you about that. I did tell you about. I had to have told you about this. I had to. Yeah, I had to.
All right.
I had
Well, let's
mentioned
see.
it at some point. It was okay. So
Maybe you told
basically,
Mike.
in Luxembourg.
Okay.
Does this ring a bell?
Not yet.
Okay. So in Luxembourg, so this most recent trip, we went to, like 4 countries. One of them was Luxembourg.
Yep.
And in Luxembourg, there was like a, Luxembourg is a really small country.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to rent a car to be able to see like the countrysides outside of like the actual like center city,
Yep.
like London,
Okay.
Luxembourg City. I said London, geez, Luxembourg City. So we get in the car after a couple days staying in Luxembourg City. And we drive out like an hour and fucking like 20, hour and 15 out north from Luxembourg City. And there's like right on the border of Germany and Luxembourg, there's a town that has a castle, that had a castle, that's since been repurposed into a hotel. So the hotel is called Chateau Urspel, something like that. Hannah found it.
Chateau
is castle in French, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha,
so,
yep.
Chateau Urspel, I think is the name of it.
Okay.
Urspel, something like that.
That's cool.
And in that castle, okay, so it's like a legitimate, like, it's like a very old, the architecture is very nice. They remodeled it amazing, but you could tell that, like, it's like the grounds are like.
But they remodeled it in an old, like, keeping original, and they're not
really. It's more like, because they had to divide it up into rooms, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like castles back in the day, like
the layouts would be way different. Yeah,
we visited another one. I think it was called Vianden Castle, and that was one of the, honestly, for me, it was like one of the coolest parts of the trip. They had like armor and stuff laid out. The inside, and that hasn't been remodeled. The inside, it's all just like, you couldn't stay there. It would not be a nice day. It's like just stone, like cold. Like you could tell, like
stone walls. You see
like
it.
If you were staying in there, dude, like, oh my God, it gets cold. Like in the winters, like when we were there, it was already cold. It was like 45, 40 with the wind, 39. It felt like 39
So
degrees.
What's that structure purposed for? Like what's it? It's a
So Chateau Urspel was a castle. I don't know what the purpose of it was, but it's in the countryside,
Gotcha.
right? And it's
Okay.
surrounded by like farms and stuff, like little farmlands. There's like little farms, like fences with like cows and shit all over Luxembourg, like the countryside, right? And literally to get there, it's so on the border of Germany and Luxembourg that like we're the only road, and it's like in the bumblefuck. The only road is swerving like through the mountains, right? And it's going across the border of Luxembourg and Germany like multiple times. It's like you're in Germany for like 3 minutes, then you cross back over into Luxembourg for the next 2, then back into Germany for 1, and then in Luxembourg for like another. And it's like you're just weaving like this at some points in the towns. And then at some points, once you leave the town, and it's on the Luxembourg side, then eventually the road takes you to the German side. Then it's like just, it kept going back and forth. It was really cool. So at one point we hit, this was all on our way to Chateau Urspel.
Yep.
And
Okay.
when we're there, the inside's remodeled to be a very luxurious hotel and spa, but it's very affordable. Like if you go there for like it's not a place that you go for a while. It's like if you're traveling in that area of the world, it's worth a stop, but you're not staying there for like more than 2. Yeah, no, a week is crazy. It's like a weekend is good, like 2 days.
Okay, 2 nights.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
2 nights is good.
Okay.
And it's beautiful in there. I'll show you pictures afterwards. But like the room is amazing and like all this stuff. And basically, long story short, in the basement of the castle, like when we were in there, we checked in, blah, blah, blah. We see in like there's not even like, there's no like big ass, like like on like in hotels in the States, they'll have like a fucking thing that hangs from the ceiling and it'll say, or like a directory, it'll say like, fitness and spa, whatever, like on the wall or some shit.
Elevator over here, ice over here.
Yeah, it didn't really say that. There were some
Okay.
points, right? But like for the most part, it's like it doesn't really give you, because it's small but also big. Like you could get lost a little bit.
Gotcha.
Right? And because it's a fucking castle, it's very like, the rooms are very segmented. Like you have to pass through a lot of corridors. It's not like an open space. It's like, okay, there's this room and then you walk through this room into another room and then that connects to another room and then this, like that. It was very segmented.
That's what open concepts are. It's
a modern concept. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect.
Castles segment. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect way to put it. So it's not open concept at all. Yeah, and we basically like took a weird turn or whatever, and then we saw in a nook in another room there was just a flight of stairs that went down, and then there was like an arrow just in the top that just said bar, but in like a funny, like almost cheesy way. Like it was like a wooden painted red arrow, bar, right? Pointing down the stairs.
So this is like in the main area.
This is like walking. This is like the.
Is there a front desk?
This is but it's in like, it's not like when you walk into a hotel in the States, the front desk is right there. It's at the front, right?
There's couches.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. This is like you walk into the door, and for me, it was like you walk into the door, and it's like immediately on the other side, there's another doorway that leads into a dining room. To the right is also the same dining room, but cut off. It's like segmented on the perimeter. To the left, there's a set of like double doors that lead you into another room with like 3 different directions. And in that room, if you go straight, it's the desk, some shit like this, right? It's hard to like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then to the left was that little like nook where the freaking arrow was.
Okay.
So it wasn't even at the front desk yet. So we just happened to be like, what the fuck is that? And we go down. And we were staying on a week or on like a Sunday or I can't remember but the point is the hotel was not popping because it was also winter. This is like a very good fall, but when it's cold out, kind of like makes things a little bit more difficult.
It's more of a downtime or it's slower time.
Because it's a spa and it's Chateau Ursbel Hotel and Spa. So the spa is in like the dungeon of the castle. If I show you pictures, bro, there's like giant stone archways and then like a lit pool of warm water like jacuzzis and you see steam coming off of this and it's in the fucking basement of that castle.
That sounds sick.
And it stretches for several of these arches. Okay, so that's the fucking spa that's in the separate little area of the castle. And the bar spot, we go downstairs. It's in this parts of the castle's like dungeon. So it's underground. The decor was crazy. The level of like, this is a very small detail, but there's a giant like decorative piece when you first walk in. That's a bunch of candles, right? And there's the whole thing is all the tables have candles. You would think like they're electric. Every single one of them were real candles, like lit by hand, fucking like you have to replace them. Like that's annoying as shit if you think about it, right?
If there's a bunch of them to just replace all the time.
Leather chairs with wood, like board games, like it's like tucked away in these like, it's like, and the layout of it was so also again, very segmented, not open concept. There's like a fucking... There's like a booth there, but the booth is like imprinted. It's like
how many people were in the seating area around? Was it quiet
when we got there, no one else was at the bar. And then by the time we were and we got there at like 8:15, and we stayed until like we got there at like 8:45, maybe 9.
Okay,
I was capping with 8:15, 8:45, 9 because I'm thinking I don't think we were there for like 3 hours. We were there for like 2 hours, and we left around like 10:30, 11, sometime in that. Between 10 to 11 is when we left, and we were there for like 2 hours, right? So,
okay, you were enjoying it.
Yeah, because when we left, that's when people were like coming in. By the
like at 11?
45 minutes before we left, it was starting to get like people were coming in from the hotel.
So like 10 past after 10:30.
After 10:30, yeah. And while we're down there at first, like we're empty, right? Or it's empty. So I'm like walking around, like no shame, just I recorded the whole thing. I'm like,
I gotta see that.
I'm like looking around. I'm like, what is this? Like the decorations are so strange. It's in like, I can't explain it enough. It just felt like you're walking in like a movie set because everything is so condensed, but like also so detailed. Like there's so many little things to look at. It's very strange. And the fucking booth where we ended up sitting, it looked like sandstone. It almost gave me like Middle East vibes. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
You're bringing all this up. You know that movie Gladiator 2? I want to see it.
I didn't watch it.
I want to see it. Like, you're talking about like this ancient and Persian and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Part
that direction?
Yeah.
So this was like sandstone type of vibe.
So what were the drinks?
So the drink is basically, this is a long-winded way of saying.
No, I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, I know. It's like, but it's hard not to go on a side tangent because it was just like so impactful.
I want to see the footage.
I'll show you the footage. But basically I get to the bar and I couldn't even find the bar at first. I thought we were lost because it was segmented. So like the part where we were sitting was in a wall. And like there's a corridor to the left of the wall,
like bar stool area.
But you couldn't see it from the entrance of the bar. You cannot see the bar. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Usually, you come to a place and you see the bars right there. Like it's clear.
It wasn't even that. It was you walk down the stairs. There's like chairs.
Seating area.
You look to the left. The fucking booth is in the wall, and you're like, "Where's more chairs? Okay, a corridor." You look in the corridor. You see more chairs and 2 rooms off to the right. So I walk through that, and then there's a glass divided room, and then another room without a glass divider. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, the bar must be behind the glass door. I opened the glass door. It was a smoking room. It was a cigar room tucked away in the corner. I'm like, that wasn't the bar. Oh my God, that's a private, because it smelled heavily in there, but outside of it didn't smell. So I turn around at that point. I'm like, what the? There's another narrow corridor in the corner of this now room, right? In one of the 4 corners of this room, opposite of where the other 2 rooms were.
They need to blow some walls down.
It was crazy. Okay, like it's very confusing. I'm making it sound like it's a labyrinth, but it's just very unusual, the layout. You walk through that corridor, and then it opens up into like a long ways this way, and the bar's there. And the bar is back there, and it's a nice looking bar. And the bar,
is there shelving? How are the shelving in the back of the bar?
You'll see it. I'll show you. Okay. It's very interesting. It's not luxurious, fancy. It's not like you know, like Great Gatsby. It's not that. It's more like, I don't even know how to fucking describe it. Kind of, but like in the basement of like a sandcastle. That's like how I would describe it. There was like wood, but it looked like, it was weird, bro. It was very strange. That's super
interesting. Yeah, you know, that scene, you know, it was almost hard to picture, but...
Then the guy back there is wearing a vest with a fucking collared shirt and a tie, and his name is Andre, and he's a Portuguese mixologist, okay? So then I'm like, are you guys open? Because but he speaks perfect, like very good English.
You didn't speak any Portuguese?
No. I was like, I asked him if he knew how to speak Spanish. He's like, yeah, a little bit. I'm like, do you prefer Spanish or English? He was like, I prefer English. I was like, all right, well... I needed to practice my Spanish, but it's fine. I'll just go English. So then
he said, "Oh, Portugal, como vai?"
Yeah, like saying stuff like that. I'm like, I'm just like Shama. That's all I know, like literally. So then I'm like, okay, we're speaking in English, and I'm just talking to the dude. I'm like, are you guys open? Can I get a drink menu? So he walks me through the drink menu, and it looks good. It's like just a little leather-bound book, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So then he's like, oh, you could take it to you and your friends. I don't know how he knew. Well, because he heard us talking through like the other side of the wall. He's like, you could take it to you and your friends, and like, you know, I'll come over and take your order. I'm like, okay. I could bring it back. We look at the menu. He comes up, and the first thing I ask, and it's funny because you were talking about this earlier, like off camera, was, what do you recommend? That's what I asked him. And he's like, well, actually, like, what do you like? So then I'm like, I like, honestly, like a lot of things. Like he's like, what type of liquors? I'm like, I like tequila, but I also like whiskey. I don't really like rum. I told him straight up, I'm like, rum, I haven't drank too much of it, but from what I've had, some good like stuff. More of the dark, but I just have like a horror story with it when I first ever like drank rum.
You're talking about whatever. The white stuff, the clear
like
stuff.
Like the Bacardi, the clear stuff is like, ooh,
that's the aged sipping rums is some very
It's
nice
probably
stuff.
Sweet and good. I could see
like,
that.
It's like nice bourbon, kind of, that flavor profile.
Okay. Yeah, this was not that. Like my horror stories were not that.
So you told him no rum.
I told him it wasn't my favorite. I just told him, like, you know, I don't prefer, like,
that's definitely whiskey and tequila.
Whiskey, tequila, I even like a little bit of gin. Honestly, like, I don't really, like, I just, as long as the drink tastes good. He's like, what flavor profiles in the drinks do you like? So I'm like,
It's kind of tough to answer.
It is, because it depends on the mood, really, because I'm really not a picky person with food. I'm very, like,
it's like you start one flavor profile, you go to the next, then that's probably
you could appreciate each of the, like,
You're like, give me a tasting cocktail menu. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Because you could appreciate the very wide array of different like avenues of cocktails that you could go down. Like there's a bunch of them I like. So I just tell them, I'm like, I like citrusy things, sour things, whatever. But I don't like whiskey sours, I told him. Because that tastes like artificial. He's like, okay, I can make something for you if you want.
Because he's a mixologist.
Yeah, and I'm like off menu? He's like, yeah, I can make something for you. Based off of like what you told me, if you want, you know, if he has a little bit of an accent, he's like, if you trust me, he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, bet, let's go. So then he fucking goes, and because of that, now the people I'm with, Hannah and then our friend Oscar, both of them saw that. We're like, whoa, like he's offering to like do some like special shit. Like the service level was incredible.
But you're the only people there.
Yeah, but he did that. But he was also. I think I was like chatting up with him a little bit, like asking him questions, like, "Whoa, this bar's so cool." So he was like,
okay. He
I was making him laugh
bit
because I walked in, I'm like, "What the fuck? I couldn't even find this place." Like I look like an idiot. So I'm like, you know, he's like laughing or whatever. So then he's just like, okay, so I can make that for you. And then Hannah and Oscar, they were like, I don't really want it because we had been drinking a lot of beer in this trip. He's like, I don't really want to drink tonight, but I want a mocktail. Do you think you can make one of those? And he's like, what do you like? So he does the same thing for them. This motherfucker comes back. He's like, all right, bet. Give me 8 minutes. He goes to the bar, right? He takes like the fucking goes through the maze, gets back to the bar, comes back 8 minutes later.
So where are you guys seated?
In that fucking booth that's in the wall, in the beginning, where you first come down, yeah. And we're like playing chess and stuff, like we're just shooting the shit, playing cards.
So you're not sitting at the main bar.
No. And then he comes back, okay? And the first thing he hands out, he's like, okay, this is your mocktail. You said you like fruity things, blah blah. Long story short, he gives Hannah and Oscar their mocktails.
So they got
both of them
mocktails.
separate, different flavor profiles, also custom. He misted the outside of one of the glasses to lay freshly cracked red pepper as a decoration. That then also he's like, yeah, you could eat it if you want, but like the inside of it was like lime mixed with like a floral. For Oscar, he was like, you literally, this is what I imagined when I described like what I would like. Same with Hannah. And then he's like, okay, but he didn't try it yet. He waited for all of us to he just gave them their drinks first, right? I'm going a little bit out of order, but he gives Hannah and Oscar their drinks. And then and he explains them.
He pulls the last one out of...
Because he explains each one. He takes a minute to tell Hannah, and then he took like 3-4 minutes to tell me about mine, because I was like, what the... Because mine had alcohol. He takes out a wooden... It's like a fucking... You know the Beauty and the Beast, like where the thorn is? It's like a wooden platform. There's like a glass, long, like... test tube, but it's upside down. Like it's a rounded top and it comes down.
But I don't think I know the thing Beauty and
It's like just it's just like imagine a cylinder with a rounded top to sit it on top of the wooden base.
So it's holding some smoke.
And inside the fucking wooden base, inside that container, is the fucking glass that I'm actually drinking from. So he puts this whole contraption on the table, and I have video of it. And then he takes off the glass. You have video of it? Yeah, I'm gonna splice it in. He takes off the glass, and he's like, okay, so this is the best for last. He takes off the glass, and he goes, and he spirals it and like flicks the smoke in my direction. He's like, okay, so that is actually smoked blah 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 wood from he's like from Peru, or he said from some Latin American country, right? From
Madeira wood,
South American country. And he said that the wood is often used in like traditional purposes to like ward away evil spirits. So we've smoked that today. That's like the topper. It just imparts some flavor, some scent, because a lot of people say that 60% of like taste is like your scent. So we like as mixologist, then he makes a joke, right? He's like, as a mixologist, we like to say, if you like the drink, it's because you don't like smoke, and 60% of taste is the smell. But if you do like the drink, it's like, because you like what's inside. So it's like he's basically using it to cover his ass a little bit. Like he could sell it either way. Oh, it's bad because of this, right? So that's the joke. And then he's like, I also know that you said you don't like rum, but
there's rum in here.
It's a whiskey-based drink with a little bit of rum just to bring out like caramelized flavors, and there's some like passion fruit scraped like fresh. Like he explains the fucking shit out of this thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like elaborate. It's like 4 or 5 ingredients, but like very purposely sourced and like meticulously prepared.
So what was the main liqueur? Like what was it exactly?
Whiskey with a mix of rum.
Okay, so you don't know what kind of whiskey.
I don't know what type of whiskey. I think I can't remember which one he said at the moment.
But he said what.
It wasn't really about like the whiskey at that point. It was more of like the ingredients he put into it.
Flavor combination profile.
And he gives me this drink, and it is one of the top 4 best drinks I've ever fucking had. Like hands down. Bro, this thing was like,
it sounded like it.
It was literally like smooth. You could not taste a hint of alcohol. Not even capping. I'm not even capping.
That means you could just had 4, 5, 6 of them.
I had 2. I had 2 because I'm like, I can't not get another one of these. Like, and we weren't even trying to turn up, like really like drink that night. Like the vibes were mellow. Yeah. But I'm like, I have to have another one of these. This is like the experience, the bar, the quality of like the decoration and everything.
I gotta check that.
Dude, I'm gonna show you the recording after this. You're gonna be like, that's like very interesting.
That's crazy. That beats anything.
And I told him, I was like, Andre, man, I'm like, you just killed it. I'm like, you are one of the coolest. Like, you get some fucking, I'm in Luxembourg with a dude who's not even from Luxembourg. You're from Portugal. Your ass ended up over here, and you're making me like one of the best drinks I've ever had. Like,
that's cool.
And I told him all that, and he started dying laughing. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, he was this
cool guy.
He was a really cool guy.
That's cool. And he's skilled.
Yes, but the thing is, I asked him, I'm like, so like, how'd you come up with this? He's like, I've actually this is one of my personal recipes that I've been working on this drink for the last like 2 years. I'm like, wow.
He nearly perfected.
Very meticulously over the course of 2 years, this dude has been on his side time. Like, he doesn't have a name for it. He literally, I was like, what's the name of it? He's like, I don't
He's
I just
working
have the
on it.
recipe. I don't know the name.
Wow.
But it's like he's been trying things, and he was explaining his whole like, I'm training here. Like I'm like, you're an excellent mixologist. He's like, no, I'm not even close. Like this is like one of my training phases. Like he's in that
So
hotel.
then who's the
he lives
master back there?
I don't know. No, I don't think he's getting trained by someone. It's like this level of bar that he's at. It's like a high-end bar. It's like a step up from like where he was, and he's like working his way through like tiers of bar groups. Maybe the hotel's a nice hotel, so he's trying to like be the main bartender.
He's trying to climb the ranks.
And that shit was fucking fire.
Damn.
Fire.
That's I would love to try something like that. You know, that beats these little speakeasies and cocktail places.
I don't know about that though. It's just because it's like we were
the experience you're saying really.
It's not even like it was expensive. Okay. Sneeze. No, you gotta sneeze. Just let it out. Rip it. Bless you.
Wow.
The experience.
It didn't come out.
What? You sneezed?
Yeah, no. But
before. Yeah. The experience. It wasn't even that pricey, bro. Legit. I think the drink was like $17. Like, is it expensive in the grand scheme of like if you look at like maybe places where you could? No, I think like even in Florida, shit's like $13, $14. $17 in Luxembourg's expensive.
It's like Manhattan prices is like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah,
for a drink. It's near $20.
Yeah.
So
it's
what do you get after that? You had two of those,
and that was it. We just played chess for like 2 hours and like played card games and stuff, and we were just talking and like sipping on that. It was so good, and my ass is a glutton. Like I down shit quickly, right? It was so good. I had to like tell myself like you need to just pace this perfectly so that you drink it in short enough amount of time where it doesn't get watered down from the ice, but like savor that. It was so. I've only had that happen like literally with the best drinks I've ever had. Like where I get this overwhelming feeling. You just want to savor it.
You just want to down it.
It tastes so good that you just want to be like, oh, it's like juice. You're like, oh my god, and you want to just like, you just literally just want to be like,
you're actually thirsty.
Yeah, like you want to do like a fucking. You just want to drink it, right? But then while you're drinking, you're like,
Gatorade on a hot day.
Yeah, you're like, this shit's too good. You're like, I gotta put that down and just like ease off of it a little bit because it's too good.
That's a good story.
Gatorade on a hot day is fucking hilarious. Yeah.
I have to practice just some
fucking cold ass Gatorade. Yeah, but bro, I'm telling you, it sucks because we really didn't get to like when we went to Iceland. It was an amazing time, obviously. But one of the things that
did you have good drinks there?
Yeah, we had okay drinks, but like the main thing is like they do a lot of like. You gotta sneeze again?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay. If you gotta sneeze, just let it rip. The main thing over there, because it was Brennivin, it was a little bit. That's why we were nerding out on food, but we didn't really nerd out on drink because
Brennivin's
right. Brennivin's a little bit harsh.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, if I'm being honest. Of like national liquors, like like the drink.
That's what it is. That's what it is over there.
Yeah. It's like licorice, very licorice tasting. It's not horrible, but it's not.
But
it's not the best.
But Iceland has whiskey. They have local
Icelandic whiskey. Yeah, we tried one, didn't we? We had one that was like no, that was a vodka. It was glacial water. One of the ingredients was like glacial water.
Did you go to the bar that I told you about in Reykjavik? The one that had the reindeer burger?
We went there together, dude.
No. You're talking about. I'm talking about.
The place we went to had reindeer something. We ate reindeer at this place.
Remember that bus stop that we were all sitting at in the morning to go to the tour?
Yeah, gas station. It was like near Helena.
Okay, remember when you picked me up at the hotel and we walked from my hotel?
Yeah, and it was like, was it blue? It was around the corner, and I was like, oh, I saw that place, but I didn't get. And you said they had a good reindeer burger. I'm remembering now.
Okay, so the main street, street where their bus stop. If you walk down the main street around the corner, right there.
It's like it's close to the
Rainbow
cafe.
Road, kind of. No, the cafe is all the way up the hill.
No, but no, not Loki Cafe. Okay. The place that we went to eat, like we were exhausted. Like we were, it looked like a cafe. You don't remember this? Fuck. What was Rainbow? What?
Rainbow Road.
What is that?
That is
the name of the street. The rainbow.
name of the street where that jets off.
And it looks like
to
the
going up the hill.
Bifrost, the Bifrost Bridge.
Yeah. So that where I'm saying is the main straight road around the corner on the left side.
No, but there's a cafe that we went. It was like school time cafe, some shit like that.
You know what?
Where we went to go eat, bro. Erica was like, "Oh, I remember this place. Like, I looked interesting when we were passing it."
Damn.
And this was after I got it. This was after Sky Lagoon. We went to go eat at this place.
Okay.
And it was like glass doors with like a red door. You walk in, the red door is like creaky. You had to like close it shut. You don't remember this place? And then we sat off to the right. It was like a counter. You ordered it like a counter.
I'm forgetting this place.
It looked like a cafe.
You know
and
what?
that was like that in the square, and there was like I think the bar you're telling me about, if it's on one of the first days where we were like, Miguel, like we picked you up at the hotel and we're like, Miguel, is that you? You're like, yo.
Yeah. I don't think that. I'm talking about a different place that you clearly didn't go to.
What?
I'm gonna show you later.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna show you later. It's all good. You know, everyone listening is not gonna know what the hell we're talking about.
This is the fucking thing about like vacations and stuff like that, right? It's like your perspective on the Iceland trip is so different from mine, even though we did the same shit.
Basically the same thing, and we were in the same area, and it wasn't a big area, but we explored. We walked around. I walked around a lot in that area, that downtown area. Did you?
Yeah. You know what? I feel bad for the rest of the group that they didn't try talking about that area. I believe I think it's in that area. I know we both tried it, but I don't know if it's in that area. Sea Baron.
Oh my god, Sea Baron.
That place. It's not like luxurious, but that place was.
It doesn't have to be luxurious to be good. Sea Baron.
Did you try their salmon?
No, I just got the lobster bisque soup.
You didn't try their salmon?
No, I went to the restaurant next. Look, I went to the next place next door, which was a restaurant. This is more like a casual.
It's like a fish and chips, but like Icelandic style. Yeah. Like it doesn't say fish and chips, but it's like a quick. It's like a Chipotle kind of setup where it's like tables. You order at the counter, you get your food, and you go sit down.
Fast casual, whatever.
But it's like good. It's like family owned.
So that was by the docks. That was by that nice hotel and by like that opera house place.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my god, you got the salmon at Sea Baron,
bro. That night, I will say, like, out of all the people that were on that trip, if I could pluck like one person, like of the crew that went back home, to like, I wish I would have known how you would have reacted to the shit that we ate. It would be you, me and Hannah, the last 2 day and a half that we had where it was just her and I, because her and I love like trying like new restaurant. So we literally ate at like 6 places back to back, but we only ordered like
6 places.
Yeah, but we only ordered like small dishes. So Sea Barons was one of the stops, and we walked everywhere also in the cold. So like you work up a little bit of an appetite because like you eat a little bit.
So you were relatively
for
close
like 20 minutes.
The places.
You're walking like at some points it was like 12 to 14 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. It's nothing, but it's in the cold and it's enough to like keep your appetite stoked. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like
the floor slippery. The floor slippery and there's ice everywhere. Yeah. So 14 minutes is different than walking. Yeah.
For the majority, but at one point it was like a good 25-minute walk to like the longest haul, right? Because Sea Barons was in a very isolated.
It was in the docks.
So you had to walk after Sea Barons, which was like our second stop. We had to walk way back into like Reykjavik. Like more inland.
So you went across the street and more toward that left side, whatever. I'm not directionally. That's probably like,
I don't know,
east or what. It doesn't matter.
Well, because Reykjavik is on the southwest coast, so and the coast is like
on the north
Sea Barons is.
Sea Barons on the north end, so you're coming southeast.
You're looking to the shore. Yeah.
You're coming south because that area is on the northern end.
To go back into the city proper this way, or for the camera this way.
So the restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants besides Ox was Kopar.
Did we go? We didn't go there. We did go there.
It's next door to Sea Baron. That I'm gonna show you.
You didn't
later.
tell me about that place.
I think in the last episode, I talked about it
a little bit. I've done. My apologies.
No. I'm gonna show you this. This was like my favorite restaurant.
Many a glass of whiskey, clearly.
That was my favorite restaurant besides Ox, which was the crazy restaurant, Michelin star restaurant. But this place was incredible.
Really
incredible.
Like on the level of Ox.
Ox is more like.
I mean, that's Michelin star.
Chef table. They bring out little plates at a time, whatever. This place is more like a sit-down place. You order a couple things, and it's more like a nice than like a standard. But it was a nice restaurant because when you're looking out in the glass, you see the boats. So you're sitting there. Oh, you did
tell me. It's the two floors. Yeah. It has 2 floors. Okay, yeah. I do remember you talking about this. So that's next to Sea Baron. So Sea Baron... I just feel bad for the dudes because the lobster bisque, it wasn't as like, I remember it being a little bit runnier than usual.
You know how did you find about Sea Baron?
Hannah.
Because I found it on YouTube talking about where you're getting your information from. On YouTube, you have these people going and that was one of the places. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. So
you add it to the list? Yeah. You didn't try the fucking salmon, bro? You remember when you walk in, you have to like, there's like a fucking display shelf of like different, what you could order.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, it said fresh salmon. I love salmon. Hannah loves.
How did it come out? Like, what was the
It was just plating? Like a fucking skewer with salmon.
A skewer.
Grilled. Like nothing, super simple. Like nothing elaborate. And like a dipping sauce or some shit. I don't know if it came with it on top or something like that. She gets this fucking thing. And it looked like shit. Okay. Like, it looked pale. Like, the salmon looked pale. Like, it didn't look like it was seared. Like, there's no grill marks on it. Like, it just looked like it was almost like boiled. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, from my recollection, I didn't think it looked disgusting, but just from what when I looked at it, I was like, this shit's going to be weak. Like, it's not going to be anything that I'm going to be, like, remembering. Hannah tasted it. She's like, wow, it's like, it's good, but it's like the thing that she, like, was standing out was, it was like, it's so fresh. Like, it tastes like fresh.
The seafood was incredibly fresh.
I took a bite out of that fucking... It was flaky, moist, falling apart. Like, it was crazy. I can't believe you didn't try the fucking salmon there, bro.
Next time.
I would go back. Would you go back to Iceland?
I would want to, yes, but I would want to visit other places before I go back.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it for sure.
I want to go to Portugal. I want to go to Spain, and then, other places, whatever. And then I want to go to Iceland in the summertime.
Yeah, in the summertime, it seems really.
And like,
more green.
Yeah. Walking under the waterfalls and the hiking and going to these other areas where there's not snow on the ground and ice. You could drive around. You killed the powers?
I powered through the powers.
How we doing?
We're doing good. There's a lot of whiskey. There's a lot of goddamn whiskey. But it's good.
Yeah, I'm slowing up on the whiskey. This is a lot. I mean...
It's probably the equivalent, like, if you totaled all of it that we've drank. That first one was like a legitimate pour, and then everything else was like...
Because if they would have hit us with that same amount of pour on all of them...
fucked. That's vomit territory. That's just... I'm not doing that.
That's 5 heavy...
Yeah. That's pours. 5 stiff pours.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm good. I think that the equivalent of all this is probably like 2.5, 3 pours. If you accumulate, like, totaled, summed up all their individual, I
agree.
It's good, man. I fuck with whiskey, for sure. The other really good whiskey drink that I had at some point was in this place, The Witchery in Edinburgh. And it was in like this like really fancy restaurant. The food was good. The food was very good, but like the fancy places, the really, really fancy places that like they say that they're fancy places, I've always noticed that I'm like, I don't really gravitate towards that type of food. Like small portion sizes.
Like too stuffy, too.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, okay, like it's good. Like, but it's I'm not eating there very frequently. Like it's like because it's also very expensive. It's just not practical. But
yeah, I agree with that.
That meal was this type of direction. It's not grub. It's like fancy cuisine. Like,
and this was at Edinburgh.
Yeah. When there's any type of foam on a plate, that's like cheese. They're like, oh, we have a seaweed kelp infused with cheese and manchego cheese foam. on the plate that's been. You're like, what the fuck is that? That's how you know, like that type of place.
These emulsions, these sauces, the foams, the
exactly.
You know, you have some sort of roe or caviar somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, truffle somewhere. Yeah, that's when you.
So
you
it
know,
was
they're overcharging.
It was like that. It was like that. But the whiskey drink was, honestly, I think it's like, it's still the best whiskey drink I've had to this day.
What was that?
No idea.
So it was a mix. It wasn't
They
just
literally
straight.
said it was like a single whatever the fuck scotch, single malt scotch. I don't know. I think that's what it's called, right? Single malt scotch.
Single malt. Yep.
From whatever.
Yep.
With honey and whatever. Like the description of the drink was just enough to kind of inform your assumption on the direction of like flavors, but it would not. It didn't list out the exact ingredients. No.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so I take, because it was definitely not what, like, just what they said it was. There had to have been other shit in there because it was so, the flavor profile of it was very complex. It wasn't straight just like whiskey and honey.
Gotcha.
It was like layered and it was smooth as fuck and it was not sweet.
What kind of glass was it in?
Like, not even one of these, just like your standard, more like a flat. Bottom, straight cylinder up, short American, like more American whiskey style
so
glass.
no
Not
stem.
like these rounded stemmed. No. It was just in that with a couple ice cubes. And I looked at them like, this just looks like, and it was just all one color.
It
was all one color.
Gotcha.
And there was no garnishes. I just drank it. I sipped it. I'm like,
and it was.
I was like, what the
How many of those do you get? You get
I think I got 2 because even Hannah tried it and she was like, yo, that shit is good. Like, get another one. And she split it with me.
That sounds really. Those 2 drinks that beats anything I've had.
No, my description of it, but that's not necessarily true because your ass put me on one of the best bars I've ever been to this day.
Which is that?
Undercoat.
Oh, okay, that one. You know, we spoke about that last time.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite experiences ever. That was crazy. How do you forget about that? We were like, what the fuck?
Those are cool, but what you're saying, it's like. It's very specialty. It's like good stuff. It's like it's well.
So is
prepared.
Undercoat though.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like there's no such just because it's in Europe. I feel this is kind of like the very pro-American sentiment that I came back with. Just because it's in Europe doesn't mean it's fancier. Like better. It might be just because it's in Europe or from Europe doesn't mean it's better. It just means it's fancier, which isn't always better. Yep. You understand? So like. The experience was really good, but the Undercoat was like, that's like the same echelon of like tier of fucking drink experiences that you could have. It doesn't really get better than that.
That's true.
You think it could get better of the level of like Undercoat?
That's
or like Death and Co. that I still haven't been, but like that type of thing.
Like Undercoat level. That's near the top tier.
That's the pinnacle.
Of there's gonna be places that are gonna be better. Yeah, it's gonna be crazier, but it's like in that.
It's all in the same realm.
Upper,
they're competitors with one another.
Of a bar.
Like they're in the fucking NFLs of like bars. Like those places are pros. Yeah, exactly. It's not like a fucking shitty dive bar where you're like, can I get a Coors like?
And that's it. That's all.
It's not that.
And then if you order an old fashioned, you order some sort of cocktail, it sucks. There's levels to everything, and that's near to the top level. I agree.
Exactly. Yeah. Otto's High Dive, funny enough, was actually up there with, in terms of like bars, the decor of that place. I love
Orlando.
Yeah.
I like that place a lot.
What'd you think of the Orlando trip, actually? We haven't talked about this. We could end it off on this.
Yeah.
Because it's been...
what are we doing on
timing?
We're good?
Yeah, we're good. I mean, I'm good. I'm good to go all night. You know me, but
no,
I don't want to keep you shackled here to the mic. So
the Orlando Otto's, that's my favorite place that we went.
Otto's would be your favorite place? No, you're good. You could be just chill where you were.
Otto's is my favorite. I mean, they had a serious list. They had a serious cocktail list. They had a lot of rum there, but because that was more of a Caribbean sort of theme,
like
place.
Cuban,
Cubans, Puerto Rican, but more Cuban leaning because they had the Cuban sandwiches and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it leaned, but Cuban, Puerto Rican, it's in that realm, in that profile category. That was my favorite. The food was really good. We have to go back and try some of the little appetizers because they had like pastelillos pastelillo de guayaba con queso, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Had some of that stuff. The drinks, like I was just saying, these drinks are really cool. We got a few. What do you think of those?
My first one with the hibiscus, however you pronounce that.
You know,
wasn't
I'm
my
forgetting exactly.
I think Mike's was my favorite,
but his was more of a fruity,
it was very fruity,
tropical,
which usually I don't go
crushed
for those.
ice, right?
Yeah, like toothpick ice, pick ice.
I think it's like
pick ice.
pebbled crushed ice or something.
I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Tea ice.
You know, I'm forgetting what I got.
Yours was
more like a.
Was yours purple? No, mine was purple because mine had the hibiscus.
Yeah, yours was the worst drink the first round.
Yeah, mine was not
unfortunately.
Good. It was very medicinal
you had to send that shit back.
I finished it, but then I was like, let me get what Mike is having.
And then that made up for it.
Yeah.
I think I had a more liqueur forward drink. I think mine was rum based.
Yours was rum based, and I'm just remembering because of your drink and Mike's drink, I switched to rum that day, and then I had a really good I guess the precursor because Luxembourg was after. Whiskey and rum make a good pairing at that place.
Yeah,
the King Kong or whatever.
I think that's right.
It was like banana extract, like whiskey and rum.
But you know why they put that in there, right? Because rum has these chocolate banana
like notes, so it pairs very well.
Yeah, so when they put that in, it brings it out. It's like coffee has those notes of chocolate, you know, banana or what. Coffee goes everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. But rum is in those profiles classically. So if you have some from like Cuba or from Puerto Rico or from Jamaica, or you know, they're gonna have different notes like whiskey. So that's the cool part. That's what I like. But I haven't tried a lot of rum, like different types. I've tried a couple.
Well, you've had that from the yeah. What was that? Estrellita. What was it?
It was a barrilito.
Okay.
El barrilito, the rum del barrilito.
And the stars were the grades, right?
Of how much it was aged.
Yeah, yeah.
And we saw that rum there because I toured it in Puerto Rico. Yeah. That's like in the Bayamon area.
So that's the good stuff you're saying.
That stuff
in the rum.
That stuff, like they call it 5-star, but it just means it's aged for a long time and it's very expensive. I think those bottles were like $300 plus.
For rum?
I'm not.
I don't know if this is because of Pirates of the Caribbean that, like, you know, with like, I associate rum with like pirates, like cheap.
No, I mean,
I didn't really 300. That's like whiskey level tier or like luxury tier.
That's
rum.
The thing, but it's aged the same amount of time. It's aged for like 25, 30 or whatever. You know, whiskey comes in 30-year stuff. The Scotch. 30-year.
Yeah, that's like
how expensive are those? It's similar. You're paying for storage in their facility for 30 years plus, and then when they bottle it, it's good. You know, that's what you're paying for versus the stuff that's sitting there for 3. They bottle it and they sell it.
So their minimum was that, or their upper, or their
that was the top tier stuff.
The top tier stuff.
That was the 5. You know, that was the 5-star. Then they had the 4, the 3, the 2, and I'm pretty sure the 1 which was kind of like that mixer level.
The 1 was like it's rough.
Yeah.
When did it start getting good? At what? 3?
On it, yeah.
Because 2 is like better, but
doable.
3 is like
3,
okay, now we're working with
4. It's like I could maybe afford it. Okay, 5 is like, oh my god,
that's a specialty bottle.
This is like that's the best rum I've ever had in my life. It's sort of rum, and it is. I haven't had nicer rum than that.
And it's chocolate. You're saying like very molasses.
It's like, you know how when we were trying this stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff we didn't like was harsh, was like, you know, whatever. This is just like brown butter, sugar, you know, cinnamon. Like, it's very smooth, very, very nice, velvety, nice
That's
rum.
Interesting. Okay. That does sound something that's like appealing.
Yeah, you try that. It's like, it's the definition of a sipping stuff. You could sip it all day. It's strong.
But it's good.
It's just very easy. It's just very, all the edges are very rounded off from the wood. It's
very nice.
Yes. So that was that.
That's fire.
That's the stuff. And then we saw that at Autos.
And they had that, at Autos.
They didn't have the 5-star. They had maybe, I think, the 3 or the 4. I'm not sure. I think they had the 3.
Okay.
But you know, that doesn't really matter. But that place is cool. besides that, you know, I really wanted that place in, what is it called, Lake Eola.
Yeah.
The place near
beer.
next to the World of Beer, there was like some tiki bar place. I was really hoping that was cool.
It was cool.
But
sorry. Excuse me.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, it is cool.
Uh-huh.
It was not cool when we went because it was just dead. It was a Sunday, but usually that place is popping. And
there was like no one. There was like one person in there, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
it was dead.
that was an employee. So
they
that's
just
why.
opened up. Yeah, some shit like that. It was like 5, 6.
So if it was later on, we would have been there. Maybe some of the cocktails and stuff would have been cool or whatever.
They have their Mai Tai or their like zombie drink or whatever. They have like a really strong like drink that comes on fire. That's very good, but it's very strong.
So we didn't want to go in there and just stare at each other the whole time.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded, but you know,
we're doing that now. I mean,
yeah, I'm a conversation driven type of person. But when we were,
but it was, you know,
we were
but
just
it
trying to
does
soak in
take,
the sights and shit. Yeah,
but it does take away. Like if you're the only people in there, like you know, you're going out. You would just stay home
want a
at
little
that
bit
point,
more energy, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like,
what else? What are the things you like? Other places you think that were like stand out?
On that trip or just in general that I've...
There, Orlando.
Orlando. Honestly, the King Kong place was good, but we didn't really get the opportunity... Because you guys came for a weekend. We didn't get the opportunity to try out, like, a lot of restaurants.
Yeah.
We had the pho place, which I don't know if that's, like... I don't know if you really like soups like that, but
I enjoyed that.
I love pho.
That was good.
Yeah. I love pho.
What restaurants would you recommend? Like, say...
From my experiences, I was telling you about that one place... oh my God, now it's escaping me.
It's all right.
Kabuki.
What kind
Kabuki.
Okay, what kind of food? Kabuki?
It's called Kabukis. It's it's called Kabuki, not Kabukis. And it's a Japanese restaurant, but it's like Japanese fusion, kind of. It's
okay.
Japanese leaning Asian fusion is how I would like summarize it.
Nice.
And they have dishes that are just... so like the effort is everywhere, like truffle mushrooms with like blah 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 blah, and like it's just very good. It's just very good, like shiitake mushrooms mixed with like truffle something with like fresh scallions and like cooked in a Japanese with like a little bit of soy, whatever the fuck. It's just like really high quality Asian fusion Japanese leaning food. This is how I would describe that. But besides that, there's another place called like Dragonfly that I like a lot. Really good drinks. Really good drinks.
That sounds good
for a happy hour.
What kind of food?
Japanese.
Okay, you stick it to the okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of good, and then like another place that for me, like, cause you know I frequent Orlando a lot because I have family down there, and like you know, my parents have a house down there, but in Orlando, this is not seen by my family as like not. People are like, yeah, it's a good place, but they're not like, oh, I love this place. And it's Turkish food.
I like that.
Bosphorus is the name of it. There's like a couple of them located in Orlando, but they're fucking like that big ass bread. I can't remember what the name of it is called, but it comes and it's like puffed and you rip it open, then it deflates.
I'm not sure the name of that.
But that bread is really good. I think it's called like lavash bread. Is it? That sounds familiar. Something like that. I'm not sure. And that bread is super fresh. They glaze a little bit of like sesame seed oil or some type of oil, and then they put sesame seeds on there. It's very good.
What kind of meats and stuff are offered there?
Lamb is fucking amazing. They have like lamb chunks.
Lamb and goat?
Mostly just lamb, not really goat. And then it's like they have some chicken, but it's like the style of food. It comes in a platter and it's rice with like the white garlic herb sauce.
So is it like it's Eastern Mediterranean food? So it's not quite like hummus stuff.
It's not like Meseta. Like hummus platters like that. No, it's like rice with grilled meats, pickled red onions, and like some sort of salad, tomatoes, roasted tomatoes, and then normal onions, and then they give you like the side of like different sauces, a green sauce and a white sauce, and they're like that's your dipping sauce, or like you put on your rice.
That sound good.
Fucking good. Bro.
So the other people you're with, your family and friends, They don't like that place like that. They don't like.
They like it, but they're not like upset. I just love the form factor, like the type of like. I just like rice with meat and just digging into like a rice and meat with like sauce. Like I like that type of like a rice bowl.
And the flavors are knockout. They're really good.
Yeah. Do you know what a donburi is in Japan?
No.
It's like many Asian. In fact, I would probably wager that the vast majority, if not all, Asian countries have like their spin on like a rice bowl or like a donburi in Japan is just like a bowl of rice with like assortment of toppings on it, and then you just eat it like all in one, like that, right? I love that type of form factor for a meal. So like that Turkish restaurant, it's very similar to that because I just have my plate and I serve rice, then I take like big ass chunks of meat, and then I drizzle the sauce and I like take a bite of meat
that's
with
almost like the most simplest form for that. You have a bowl and you're just having
but it's
a base.
The mixing of it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like the flavor profile with the pickled red onions and the seasoning that's on the skewered meat is fucking amazing. So that's up there for me.
It's a burrito bowl on crack. I get it.
Yeah, basically, right? A Chipotle fucking burrito bowl.
That's what I'm visualizing when you're talking about that. Damn.
That's the
that was
good. That was the Magic.
That's good stuff, right?
That is good stuff. You got to bottle that recipe and
this.
So
a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yep.
Makes it good.
Makes it good. All right, we're right at the 2-hour mark. Let's we can call it quits here. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a blast. I hope you don't mind me absolutely assaulting the fuck out of your ears for the last 2 hours.
No, with a topic with a premise like this it's a lot of fun. I had fun doing that.
I had a lot of fun, and
we just need the Scotch representation here.
Yeah,
we'll do that again. Maybe we'll have 3 bottles: bourbon, Irish, Scotch, and we'll
taste test an American or something.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. That'd be interesting to do for sure. But yeah, that was something that when we first started doing it, I was like, that's gonna be super hard, and I'm really surprised that we got 4 out of 5.
The 4th one would be some sort of international one. Like there's whiskeys from Canada, there's the whiskeys from India, there's whiskeys from a lot of different areas.
Yeah,
that would be the but that's another time we'll
I think the main 5 countries, it's like America, or Scotland, the United States, Scotland, Ireland, Japan, and Canada. I think those are the main 5. Like, do you know what?
Those are the heavy hitters.
And it's divided into 3 and 2 on how to spell it. You know how some places spell it Wiskey. Some places just spell it Wisky. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's an example. These are all E's.
That's the no E. That's Japanese. Yep. And I think Scottish
could be.
Scottish people also put no. They drop the E. But yeah. Anyways, you know the outro. Just snap and point up. When I yeah. But yo, Miguel, seriously, thank you for coming on. This has been a blast. The first one was a taste test of pizza and shit. Included the Theodore experience, and now it's the whiskey blind taste test challenge. So it's been a blast, bro. Thanks for coming on. If you made it to the end of this fucking episode, thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that social media bullshit. Until the next one, please cue the outro music. There you go. And until the next one, just be sure to like and subscribe. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.